What is going on, and welcome back to the channel. So you might hear a little bit of background noise right now. Matt's just warming up his car to go to work, but I need to get started on the Blob Eye. In the last video, we covered a lot of the problems that the car had. Well, there's a lot more. There's a lot more than what we thought there was. So the power steering pump on the car is bad. I ordered a new one, way too expensive. It was like $470. It's an OEM Subaru replacement. I could have got Aldeco, saved some money, but those power steering pumps, I'd rather get OEM and be solid. There's massive oil leaks on the car. One of them is coming from the oil pan. One of them is coming from, I believe, the front main seal, so the timing covers have to come off the car. I'm gonna inspect the timing belt, the tensioner, all that stuff. If the timing stuff needs to be replaced, we'll replace all the timing stuff, the water pump, and we'll get all that back and good to where it is. The coilovers, 10 out of 10 not happy with them. A, I hated how they rode and felt. B, I found out they're Raceland coilovers, and I'm not a fan of Raceland coilovers at all. So those will get swapped out in the future. That's not a main priority right now, but right now the car is down. It is not operational for the street up until we fix all of these issues. So if you guys remember back to the Subaru, when we completely tore that car down for modification, we're gonna be doing the same to the Blob Eye. And it's gonna be getting mainly maintenance love, but some modifications are gonna be thrown in there. So the header has to come off. While I have the header off, I'm gonna swap out the up pipe for a catless up pipe because I believe these ones are catted. If I do remember properly, I'm not entirely sure on that one. But we have our word cut out for us on this one, so we got a lot of stuff to do. So with that being said, I'm gonna start tearing into this, starting to like tear it completely apart. Radiator's gonna come out, intake's gonna come off, intake manifold's coming off, intercooler's coming off, I might pull the turbo out. We'll see. I wanna swap all the exhaust gaskets also because I want to get this thing back to 100% so it's a good, reliable daily driver. I feel like the knock noise that I'm hearing might also be from a tensioner up here that might be coming loose. So we got a lot of stuff to do today. So today is mainly going to be teardown. We might install some of the new parts. I am going to put the new IAG pitch stop mount on there, as well as some other stuff. The power steering pump's going to have to come out because that needs replaced. This upper coolant reservoir is also leaking this weird purple coolant, so we need to drain all of that out of the car. I need to get a new intake filter ordered. I have the box coming for this also, so that way we're not sucking in IAT, like increasing our IATs with hot air. I need to get a turbo blanket ordered for that turbo down there because there's no heat shield, no like turbo blanket on it at all. So let's start disassembling. Let's do it. So I got a little out of hand here. The radiator came out. It's just kicking it over there right now. I'm going to use the radiator from the 17 STI and put it in here. I got the crank pulley off as well, all the belts and everything like that. I did find our oil leak. If I can grab the flashlight right here and shine it in there, there's a ton of oil buildup inside of the actual timing cover. So I'm guessing the front main seal on this car is leaking oil. I already have a replacement one coming on the way. So next up, oh, I also need to get a new turbo inlet too because this is broken. That's not supposed to be like that. I don't even know what's going on with that. So we need to go up to the mod garage, grab a new turbo inlet as well for this guy. And this whole car is just a mess right now. So, I mean, for anyone out there who's looking at buying a used high mileage old STI, expect problems with this. Like, this is the definition of why Subarus get a bad reputation. It's just people that don't take care of the cars. They don't know what they're doing. And I'm not trying to like degrade or like attack anyone like that. That's why we have the channel, so I can help like show everyone like the issues, the problems, what to avoid, what to do, what to take care of. But this is why Subarus just get a bad reputation. The header is seized to the up pipe, so I need to cut off the bolts that hold the up pipe to the header to be able to get the header off. All of the fuel lines have absolutely no like security on them, so that's probably why I'm smelling fuel. The intake manifold's probably going to come off, so that way I can double check the injectors, make sure the injectors aren't leaking either. And for some reason there's like painter's tape on there, but some good news is we can confirm that at some point the block was swapped out. Like the light's like making it really harsh right now, but the block itself looks like it's, I don't know, 5-10 years newer than the transmission just by the amount of buildup that's on it. So at some point we can confirm that the short block was pulled out of this car. So this is the current state of the good old black STI. We're kind of feeling the name Jasmine. I don't know. What do you guys think? We gotta get a name for this car, but you know, we're making progress. It's coming together. Let's start pulling off the timing covers and see what we can find. All right, so as you guys have seen, I've been absolutely tearing this car apart, absolutely tearing it apart. I'm getting ready to pull the intake manifold off right now. I need to pull it off so that way I can gain access to get the turbo inlet out a lot easier. I'm also going to replace the gaskets between the TGVs and the block and the TGVs and the intake manifold. I just want to replace all gaskets while I'm in here. It'll make life a lot easier for me since I'm already taking it all out. That way it's just one less headache, one less worry down the road if a gasket like blows out or we have any issues. I have to swing up to the mod garage later tonight. I need to grab a new turbo inlet because that one, like I showed you guys, is kind of broken. I also ordered other parts that I didn't tell you guys that I just remembered. The motor mounts on this car are shot, so I have STI Group N motor mounts coming. The transmission mount is shot, so I have the STI Group N transmission mount coming. We have the IAG pitch stop mount already here. I'm not going to worry about throwing that in right now. I'm not going to worry about throwing anything in right now. Main goal for this right now, intake manifold comes off, and then turbo inlet comes off. I'm gonna check the turbo for shaft play, all that good stuff. The dealership told me they replaced the turbo. I will verify that just because I don't trust dealerships at all. Unless it's like the one local to me, only because I actually do trust them, but I didn't buy the car from them. And then after that, the power steering pump has to come out. After looking at the timing, we are gonna redo the timing on the car. We're gonna do the Gates timing belt setup, water pump, all new pulleys, all new tensioners. I don't know when they were last swapped out. I don't know if they actually did it at the recommended mileage. I can tell that they did not do the front main seal. The front main seal is leaking oil, so we're gonna swap out the front main seal. Also, I have a new one coming. It's coming along, you guys. So took like a 10-minute break, so let's get back into it. Let's get the intake manifold off. Let's get the turbo inlet out, the power steering pump off, and then I still have to pull off the header, the up pipe. We're also gonna be swapping out the up pipe for a Grimspeed coated ceramic, the whole fancy up pipe with the external wastegate housing. We're not going to go external wastegate right now, but I know down the road I'm going to want to do modifications to the car, so having that in there will just make life a little bit easier when the time comes. So let's get back at it. So here is where we currently stand. Completely stripped pretty much. So alternator's just fine, don't need to remove that. AC pulley doodad, totally forgot the name, is totally fine also. Block itself looks in pretty good condition. I was taking a look at the valves. All the valves look straight on the intake side. There was one issue over here. Where's the flashlight? So over here on the driver's side on cylinder 4, we had a blowout on our gasket down there, so that was also causing issues. This is why I go through and I strip my cars down like this, you guys, when I buy them. Like I said, I'm not trying to like poke at the last owner or anything like that. This car has just been neglected mechanically. Like there's power steering fluid all in there, coolant all back there, power steering fluid down there. Luckily, I don't think we actually have any oil leaks. I think all the fluid that I was seeing down on the bottom of the car was strictly from the power steering pump, just because there's so much fluid right here. It looks like it was just trickling down past the timing covers, down into this whole area down here, and then just getting all over the bottom side of the car. So thankfully, it looks like I don't have to pull timing off. Timing looks pretty okay on the car also, so I'm not too worried about that. I'm still letting the coolant down there drip down. Like it's with that weird like pink color. I have no idea what's going on there, but for the most part, we're pretty stripped down at this point. I can't reassemble anything quite yet just because I need all the parts to come in, but I did want to get it ready. I still need to take the header off and the up pipe, but I honestly don't feel like fighting with those today, so I'm going to do that tomorrow. We are taking a trip up to the mod garage here soon to go grab some parts. Like I said, I do need a new turbo inlet. This Tomei one is just A, I'm not a big fan of the color blue on it. B, it's like ripped and torn, and C, we're going to swap it out anyways. So we're just going to swap it out over to the Perrin 2.4 inch, the black one that that we used to run on the STI, the V8 chassis STI. This intake manifold, I am going to strip it down with some paint stripper and repaint it just to make it look a lot better. Like, there's nothing wrong with it as is right now, but it just looks like crap. So I'm going to put us on standby for a little bit up until Melanie gets off work, and then we're going to go swing up to the mod garage and see what Brian's up to, grab some parts for this thing, and here it will sit until we totally fix it. Let's get some car parts. I think this is the main door now.
Is it?
The one next to the grand opening.
Is it the main door now?
It looks dark in there.
I think it's...
Brian! Friend! Brian! Brian! Melly's coming. Brian! Hello, you beautiful man.
Aw,
I
look
figured
at
it
you.
was the other door still.
We moved. We're all over here now.
Oh.
All right, let's go shopping. I've never been here when it's like so dark. It's like creepy, isn't it?
I like this color.
What, this?
Yeah.
This is the same one we saw last time.
Was it?
Yeah, it's plasti dipped.
Maybe it's because it was up on a lift last time.
You think?
Maybe. You can only see really the under side of the car.
Underside of the car.
This looks really good.
It does.
I like this finish.
For plasti dip, it does look pretty good.
This, like this, but in like foresty olivey green is my dream.
Foresty olivey green.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. All right, let's go find parts.
Okay.
All right, so we went around, we did a little bit of shopping. We got everything that we feel like we need to get the STI back to running condition. We have a new OEM, not OEM, but new Cobb replacement air filter for the intake. We have a new Grim Speed up pipe. Some of the gaskets that we need to swap out on the car. We have a turbo blanket, and then we also got the Killer Bee oil pan. I already have the windage tray and the pickup on the way. Also, the access port, the air oil separator, all the reliability stuff for the car to make it run right for the long term. We have on order. We should be getting it this week at least. So I mean, honestly, thank you to Brian and the Mod Garage for having a lot of this stuff in stock up here, because it really does make life a lot easier just to be able to like come up here when I order parts, pick them up same day if need be. So I mean, honestly, huge shout out to you, Brian. He's in his office right now, but when you see this, just know I appreciate you. So as I was saying, we got a throttle body gasket, intake to TGV to block. We got new blow off valve, gasket or bypass valve, turbo blanket, up pipe, air intake filter, and the Killer Bee oil pan. So with all this, let's hop back in the car, swing down to the house, and I don't know what we're gonna do from there. All right, we're back at the garage. We got our parts. So we have a lot of parts coming. So to give you guys like a rundown, we have an access port, an IAG V3 air oil separator, the Cobb intake box for the intake. We just picked up the Killer Bee oil pan. We have the windage tray and the oil pickup on the way also. We have a cylinder 4 cooling mod. We have a replacement air filter. We have the Perrin 2.4-inch turbo inlet come in. We got the turbo blanket. I don't know if I said that. There's a ton of stuff coming, you guys. This car, this is what gets overlooked when people buy used Subarus, especially ones like this that haven't been properly taken care of, and then they drive the car out for a while. You have oil leaks, you have coolant leaks, you have improper coolant, improper oil in the car, and like overall the car will eventually blow up. They blame the car, and it's not the car's fault. It is not the car's fault when it's been mismaintained, mistaken care of, misused, misabused, like all of this other stuff. So honestly, if you guys are seriously considering buying a used STI or WRX, go through these steps. Well, I promise you guys, go through these steps. This is why Subaru seriously get a bad reputation. It's just mismaintenance. People buy them. They assume they're good straight out of the lot, even from dealers. Like I bought this one. Like dealers don't know what the hell they're looking at. And it's not always their fault unless it's a Subaru dealer. Then they actually know what they're looking at. But for the most part, that's what I got for you guys. And I'm not trying to like poke at people who don't know or anything like that. Like this is why I'm doing all of this stuff, is to show you guys like this is what all goes into it. It's not just buy the car, slap parts on it, try to go faster. Like you have to take the time to make sure the car is maintained properly. But that's all I got for you guys on this one. So in the next tomorrow for me, I'm gonna be going through here. We need to remove the down pipe, we need to remove the header, the up pipe. I also snagged new up pipe while we were up there. So we need to remove all of the exhaust on the car with the exception of the catback. That can stay. I'm gonna replace all the exhaust gaskets also. We're gonna replace the up pipe. We're going to probably pull the turbo off. There's a lot of stuff coming. I want to get this thing back on the road. Hopefully by the end of the week, we should be there. Like I said, that's all I got for you guys on this one. So if you like the video, you know what to do. Go ahead, hit that like button and turn it blue like the seats in the Subaru. And if you're not already subscribed to the channel, hit your boy up one of these corners. No idea which one quite yet. And if you guys always want to support the build, support the channel, anything like that, feel free to swing over to the website, grab yourself a Drive hoodie, grab yourself some t-shirts, some jet tags, toe straps, whatever you guys want. It's always linked down in the bio below. But with that though, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, homies.